Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Starring Clark Gregg, Ming-Na Wen, Chloe Bennett, Elizabeth Henstridge, Henry Simmons, Natalia Cordova-Buckley, Jeff Ward.
So it's that time of year again. We're running up to a new MCU film coming out, and in about 2 weeks we have Thor: Love and Thunder. And as always, when a new MCU movie is right about to come out, we have tons of rumours and leaks and stuff about things that might be in the movie or might be included in the movie. And as always, there are some Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. leaks or rumours in there saying that we're going to get some kind of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. connection in the next MCU movie. Most of the time it ends up not being true, but this one's a little bit more interesting than most, which is why I'm making a video on it. Mainly because in continuity, the most recent appearance of Lady Sif was in an Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. episode. Yes, she appeared in Loki, but like timeline-wise, her most recent appearance would have been in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So that's why this is kind of more interesting than most. But there has been a Thor: Love and Thunder viewing guide surfacing around the place the last couple of days, and in this, they have the viewing guide being the normal films of like Thor, Avengers, Thor: The Dark World, Avengers: Age of Ultron, the two Guardians movies, the Doctor Strange post-credit scene, Thor: Ragnarok, Avengers: Infinity War, Avengers: Endgame, and Eternals. Most of those are obviously appearances of Thor. Eternals probably because one of the trailers for Thor: Love and Thunder has like what seems to be Celestials in the background, which would tie into Eternals. And then for reference, there's also Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Black Panther, Loki, and Moon Knight. Loki makes sense because, you know, it's Loki and also Lady Sif. The interesting one here, though, is obviously Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., it says Season 1, Episode 12. Now, this is kind of unusual, and this is where I kind of start to doubt this viewing guide, mainly because Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 1, Episode 12, in terms of, like, its impact on the MCU, it's not really that important of an episode. If you don't remember the episode, basically the gist of it is that Coulson and May are going off exploring kind of and digging into S.H.I.E.'s background, learning more about her, and we kind of get the big info dump on who S.H.I.E. is and what her background is and what her origin story is. Then the rest of the team are at Avengers Academy dealing with Donnie Gill and his weather machine, and there's all that sort of stuff going on. But overall, it's not really an episode that a whole lot happens in. It's kind of, besides the fact that we get the S.H.I.E. background stuff, it's mostly one of those kind of filler episodes just to flesh out characters and set up characters for later on. There isn't a whole lot that happens in it that you would go, wow, that has a pretty big impact, or that could easily come up later. It's also not really anything that I personally would think would be necessary for any MCU movie, let alone Thor 4. So my impression off of this viewing guide is, if it is legit, now it very well might not be legit, but my impression here is that this is a typo, and that they meant to say Season 1 Episode 15 or Season 2 Episode 12. And both of those episodes are the episodes where Lady Sif appears. Episode 15 is where Lady Sif comes to Earth to deal with Lorelei, and Lorelai's going around kind of taking control of members of the team, and we get little hints about who Ward is, and that's kind of it. That episode isn't overly important. Season 2 Episode 12, however, being Sif's most recent timeline appearance in the MCU, kind of would make sense as like a reference for the viewing guide. In that episode, Sif comes to Earth to find a Kree. She fights Kree, she loses her memory, she doesn't know who she is, and then everybody kind of learns that S.H.I.E.L.D. or Daisy isn't inhuman, and it's a really good episode. But I could see that being like a reference because it is Sif's most recent appearance in the MCU timeline-wise. And it also would be really cool if, like, Thor: Love and Thunder, we hear Sif be like, oh yeah, I was on Earth a decade ago dealing with Kree, because it is kind of crazy to think about, but in the current MCU timeline, like, they are about 10 years on from the early episodes of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I think 9 years on from Season 2, and then 10 years, or 9.5 years on from Season 1, which is a long time, mainly because the MCU now is in 2023, obviously. But I think this would make sense as kind of a reference viewing guide, but at the same time, I don't think that Sif is going to mention anything from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Like, there's nothing really from her 2 episodes that I could see coming up in the movies. Maybe she references that, you know, she was on Earth a while ago, but it'd be really interesting to see what this all is, because we have heard so many times that Phase 4 is going to be big for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and that we're finally going to get a load of characters and a load of stuff returning in this phase, in this movies. We've gotten so many hints about people coming back in upcoming shows and whatever, like Deathlock and Armor Wars. Chloe Bennett is hanging out with the actor from Shang-Chi, which I'm completely blanking on his name at the moment. But there's a load of little hints going around that we're finally going to get returns and stuff. I don't think Thor Love and Thunder is going to be that big return, but I do think that because it is Lady Sif's first appearance since Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. timeline-wise, it's going to be kind of interesting to see if there's any little references or little kind of hints. It's also just good to rewatch the episodes because, Lady Sif's she's been absent from the MCU for a long time. She almost has had more screen time on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. than she has in the actual movies. But it's going to be really interesting to see anyway. I'm looking forward to it. This is kind of just a short video. I just thought it was kind of worth talking about because it has been surfacing around. Like, I've seen it on Twitter a lot the past couple days, this viewing order. Apparently, the person who made this viewing order also made one for a different film, which I'm blanking on which film they made it for. But I think it'll be really cool to see what happens. But yeah, if you have any ideas for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. videos, please let me know because I want to make them as much as possible. It's just kind of hard to think of ideas for them. On top of that, if you're not subscribed yet, hoping to hit 1,000 this year. We just hit 800, which is amazing. So if you're not subscribed, please do so and like the video and share and all of that. And let me know what you thought of this video, and I hope you have a great day.